Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here with the readings for the air signs, and we'll be doing this one for the lovely sign of Libra. Libra, we're going to use the Witch's Tarot for your reading. Just remember, if the reading doesn't feel right to you, I always say if it doesn't fit, don't wear it. It may not be your reading. Don't expect every reading you listen to will belong to you. Unfortunately, there are a lot of other people on the planet at different stages in their evolution. But I think it's a really good idea that you check out to see, because you're not just your sun sign, and these videos are classed under the sun sign. So make sure you check out your moon, your rising or your ascendant, and also your Venus, especially if you are after love. Venus, very, very important in the love market. All right, let's see where we're going for this reading for you. Beautiful. Okay, Scorpio energy straight in there, straight through the gate. The Death card talks about transformation. Sometimes this is about us allowing parts of ourselves to sort of crumble away because they're no longer any use for us. It can be transformation on the physical plane, where you're moving out of a relationship or into a relationship and allowing something to naturally die away. Sometimes it's about allowing deeper parts of you that you have created to move away from yourself. So whatever this is for you, some sort of great change is coming through with the Death card. I do see the Four of Cups, and I note that whatever this is, you were ready to let it go. You've either become bored with it, dissatisfied with it, unhappy with it. It's not really serving you anymore, and you are ready to allow this energy to go. So whatever is coming through here, you're letting go of, you're allowing it to fall away. All right, maybe you're cutting it away. Queen of Swords energy. This is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy coming through here. The Queen of Swords is somebody who's not really scared or fearful about cutting something away from her life. She has absolute clarity. She knows what she wants. She knows where she's going, but she will cut things out if they're not right for her. So something here you are cutting out. You may have been stuck on the fence for a while about this. This is a sort of stalemate energy. There is some sort of decision that has been pending here, something that you've been needing to either get rid of, let go of. Now, I don't feel, honestly, that this is a person. I feel like it's an energy here that has been sitting with you for a long while. And the energy might be something that hasn't served you, some aspect of your thinking, your personality, your limitations, whatever it is. You've been either sitting on the fence here, well, all right, because we have the Magician coming through. All right, for some of you, it's about victim mentality. You are moving towards a fire sign here, Leo, Sag, or Aries, but you're letting something go, and it's allowing you to manifest something here. So it's very possible that in cutting something out, letting something go, and allowing something to fall away will help you to see that your way clearer and help you to manifest what it is you want. I feel like you've been stuck in some sort of energy for a very long time, not understanding how to bring in what you want here. Or it could be that you've moved into a new energy that you are learning to work with here. Okay, so obviously we have the energy of love coming through. So it may be something in the way you love, the way you see love, the way you manifest love. Manifestation. It's the way you manifest love. So maybe you've always had this idea that love should be easy, you don't have to work for it. It will be, because I hear people say this all the time, and I think, no, it's not like that at all. Everybody has to work towards a relationship. But I have heard people say that it shouldn't be this easy because they have to work for things, or it shouldn't be that easy because you have to agree on things, and you're two very, very different people working on a relationship. So I feel like here that you're letting go of some sort of illusion that love should come easy and you shouldn't have to work for it. So the only way love comes easy is if one person keeps backing down all the time and doesn't assert themselves. That is the only way love would come easy, because you're two very different people, and it's highly unlikely that both of you would have exactly the same attributes. So there's an energy here that some sort of way you've seen relationships, or you've seen a relationship, is going to look very different here, because you're allowing some sort of idea of something falling away. And it sort of feels like that victim mentality. So we'll see where we're going with this. What do we mean by victim mentality? Let's put that on the table. The victim mentality is because you're living in the stories that you were told when you were young, that you believe are the stories of you. So, for example, if you were always told that you were a difficult person, if your parents told you were difficult, and they told you that you were hard to get along with, or you implied that you had a very difficult way of being, you might feel as an adult, and I do hear women saying this, it's because I'm difficult. But that may be the energy that you were taught. It may not be who you are. Are you feeling difficult because somebody is trying to manipulate you into backing down on an argument? So are you being difficult because you stick up for yourself? Are you being difficult because you're being assertive? In which case, are you even being difficult? Or are you sticking up for yourself? So it's sort of this energy of having a story that was told to you that you are living by, which actually doesn't serve you at all. In fact, it's not who you are. All right, so we have the Temperance card coming through with the Page of Swords, and the Page of Cups. There is some sort of balance that needs to be brought to a situation here. I feel like you're being offered something here, and you're trying to sort through how to bring balance to this situation. For some of you, you may be in a position now where you have done a lot of self-work and you are able to speak up for yourself, voice your opinions, be true to who you are. And this is creating a lot of emotion for somebody who's not used to somebody asserting themselves. So, for example, you have one person in a situation who may have been used to just always giving in to someone. Say they've been in a relationship where they have always been the one to sort of lie down and let things happen for peace sake. And then they go away after that relationship's finished, and they realize what they've been doing all this time, and they've learned now how to be more assertive, how to be outspoken. But then you meet someone who's not used to doing that. So all of a sudden you're being honest, being outright, being outspoken about things, and your person starts to take them personally because of their victim mentality. So what can start to happen is it can create friction between the two of you, because you're coming from two completely different perspectives. So this is about communicating. There is something falling away here that no longer serves you, and I feel like it's the stories you told yourself. So maybe you never spoke up for yourself because you were fear of being reprimanded, or you feared being reprimanded. So you may have always given in. You may have always been a people pleaser, and now you're sort of coming into this new energy where you're starting to understand how to speak up for yourself. But I feel like here that in relationships you might still be meeting people who take that personally. Alright, so we have the Knight of Swords, followed by the High Priestess and the Fool card. So there is a new start for you here after leaving behind some sort of old way of being, thinking, doing. And I feel like you are working with someone here in a way that you can express yourself, that you don't evoke emotions in the other person that are unhealthy. This is where this is really coming together here. because you're starting afresh. It's like you're starting brand new. Maybe in the past you've hurt people by being outspoken. I don't feel so. I feel like as a Libra, you might always try to keep the peace by backing down. Maybe you've always tried to pacify situations because you were taught that that was your job. You needed to, keep balance in situations. But then you never got what you wanted, or maybe you were never able to sort of assert your own needs. So after a while, then you become very resentful towards the other person, which causes a breakdown in the relationship or causes toxicity. So there's this energy here that you are learning to speak up for yourself. You are learning to express yourself, but you may be dealing with a person who sees that as confrontation. And there has to be some sort of communication taking place here for you to both understand who you both are. There's a very deep energy coming through today because there's a brand new start here, but it has to start differently. And I see the Knight of Swords coming through, and then I see the Knight of Cups, and it's almost like you're changing an approach here. But you're not changing who you are. You're not changing the fact that you're learning to speak up for yourself. You're learning to show the other person that you can be who you want to be. They can be who they want to be, but you both have to understand each other at a deeper level, because you're coming at it here with words and you're coming at it here with love. So there's some dynamic that's changing here that's allowing you to have a brand new start. And then we have the star, lessons learned. Okay, so I can see exactly what's going on here for you, Libra. Let's just do a recap. There is a change occurring. You're allowing some part of yourself to fall away here. There is something here that no longer serves you. It's just not working for you anymore. You could be standing in your truth because there's some sort of decision that needs to be made about the way you manifest a relationship. Maybe you've always walked away from relationships, or you found relationships difficult because of this way of thinking that you have. And I feel like you're being given an opportunity for a beautiful relationship here, but there has to be a change in the way you approach it. Do I think that's for the other person too? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's different for both of you. So you may have learned to become more assertive. You may have learned to sort of speak up for what you want. And you may be dealing with a person who doesn't like conflict and sees that as conflict. 9 of Pentacles coming through here. Learning to stand in your own independence and ask for what you want. So what you have to do is somehow work with this other person with the love you have for them to get them to understand that this isn't about you. This is about you understanding something about yourself, about the fact that you haven't always stood up for what you've wanted. But for the other person, it's about them understanding that people telling their truth or speaking their truth isn't a direct insult to them where they have to become overly emotional about it. I feel like whoever you're dealing with here, and it could be vice versa, takes things very personally. So their lesson here is to learn not to take things personally, that it's you speaking up for what you want, and vice versa. So you may become very agitated with this person when they become emotionally hurt. But in reality, they need to understand where you're coming from. So there's a learning that you're both doing here in regards to this situation. There is a lot of love in this situation. There is also a lot of potential here. We have the Temperance card, the High Priestess, we have the Two of Cups, the Star, the Knight of Cups, the Fool, and the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful, beautiful energy. But you both have to learn how you approach things, and you both have to accept you have a different way of approaching a situation here. Seven of Swords. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. With the Six of Wands. There's a beautiful victory in this situation that's going to bring a lot of abundance. With the Seven of Swords, it's like trying to get away with something. So I feel like here, your person may avoid confrontation because they are fearful of confrontation, perhaps because of their past. So it may mean that they back down here and try to get away with behaving in a certain way, feeling that that is the right way to behave. And I feel like you are going to help them or work with them to try and get them to understand their own limitations here. So I feel like you're both working with each other. There's lessons for you both to learn around how to work together. All right, let's read you an oracle card, Libra. I'm just going to pull one at random here. Oh, I've got two. Wow, you're being really elusive this morning, aren't you? Oh, there it is, the mystical shaman. How beautiful. All right, card 38. This is the symbol of the myth maker and storyteller who is neither made or nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it. In doing so, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth into being. He dances between worlds, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders, and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not to be defined by it or to become too attached to the experience. This is the symbol of true alchemy, for all elements of life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. When the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You are called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse, without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories you tell yourself and others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in a story that has roots in the past. What if there were no need to explain you to anyone, not even to yourself? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. And that's what I feel like you're doing here. It's like you're letting go of the stories of the past and you're learning to both stand in your truth here. You're both understanding each other and in a very different way. But it's going to take work if you want this situation to take off. You're both going to have to learn to understand each other and understand where you're coming from. But it's about the stories you've been told in the past and how you've adapted to those. So you may be now living the life you want rather than the life you thought you had. I'll leave you with that. Thanks, Libra.